Hi there guys and girls, and welcome to my review of Mortal Kombat 1 on PC. Now for this review I have to do it sort of different. I'm just going to film my intro here, but the majority of the review I have to point the camera at the screen because it's a PC game, and there's only certain ways you can capture footage from PCs. Usually people use screen capture things, but I find I lose frames, they just don't work correctly, so it's actually better for me to film the screen for this one and go old school. That way there's no frame loss or anything. I should also add, I will be using DOSBox emulator to do this because I'm reviewing the very first Mortal Kombat on PC. The very first one. So this won't run unless you have that. So it's going to be DOSBox running the emulated version. So I thought I'd start off by showing you guys the box and stuff. So this was the box that it came in. So yeah, pretty much as you can see down here indicates PC 3.5. Now for those of you who don't know PCs that well, in the old school days there were 5.25 inch floppy disks and there were 3.5 inch floppy disks. 3.5 obviously means 3.5 inch floppy disks. Not long after this came out, CDs would start becoming big on PC, but for now that's what it was like. Now here's the back. That's the back there. Again indicating the Australian distributor here, Sega Aussie Soft. They distributed a lot of software back in the early days in Australia, even though, you know, you'd think Sega would only do Sega, but they did a lot. So inside the box we got the floppy disks. I had to look everywhere for these. I just found them. I did a whole search of the house. I was about to give up and I'm like, oh wait, I can try one more spot, and they were there. So yeah, comes on 3 floppies. That's disc 1. And that's disc 3. Oops, they're out of order. Let's try that again. Disc 2 and disc 3. So they all look the same. You'll notice they're stamped with Virgin. Virgin created this Virgin created this version or something. So that's why it's on everything. It's on the floppies, on the manual, on the box. Here we have the manual. So pretty much standard. Colour front, black and white interior. Copyright messages, epilepsy warning, blah blah blah. Loading, troubleshooting. There's nothing really exciting. It's pretty standard stuff. There's a few character poses. Actually got the moves in the book, which is pretty cool. But they're more just uppercut, you know, not like, I don't think they have Sonya's moves. Oh, here we go. No, Johnny Cage. I haven't looked at this book for a long time, so it's been a while. Kano's moves. Give you a fatality. Headbutt. Oh yeah, they even give you the fatalities. There's Johnny Cage's. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Kano's. Oh, you can see I've added notes to this one. Lol. Kano's move. Low punch. I think, yeah, they gave you the first one. They gave you Johnny Cage's. And, oh no, okay, they didn't give you fatalities, excuse me. They gave you a spot in the book, and I've actually just drawn them in. I wasn't watching, you can see I've put forward, I punch. So they gave you a space in the manual where you could add them once you figured them out, which is what I've done. I filled them all in. Block, up, high punch, you know. Wow, I haven't looked at this thing for a long time, so I totally forgot I did that, you know. It's taken me back. There's actually a part in the book here about Goro and Shang Tsung and even Reptile, which is interesting. Reptile was normally not documented in any of the games. I've written down here double flawless fatality on pit with shadows, don't press block, you know. Yeah. There's a few little tips here and things like that. That's pretty much the book. The most important thing about the book, though, was when you bought the game and installed it, it asked you to enter a word in the book as copyright copy protection, you know, so it'll be like, enter the word on page 3, welcome section, word number 1, which would be welcome, you know. So for a long time you had to get the stupid book out to play the game. And, you know, after a while I found a crack, and, you know, I'm not really into pirating games. I like to buy my games, but that was just annoying the piss out of me. So I was actually quite relieved when I found that crack that just skipped it. You just push enter and that was it. Now, the last thing I got to show you is the receipt. The receipt of purchase. How good is that? Still got it. Going back to 1995. Bought from a place called Pacific Microlab in High Point Shopping Centre. I actually knew a few of the staff members there. I would meet them later on because I started working in a computer shop and they used to work at Microlab and didn't even know. Purchased on the 23rd of the 6th, 1995. Mortal Kombat 3.5 inch, $59.95. Served by George, who was one of the guys I knew actually. And yeah, you know, would meet him later on. It was weird. Didn't know him when I bought the game because this was the first Mortal Kombat game I bought when I moved to Melbourne. So yeah. Alright, now I'm going to swap cameras and we're going to check out the game. You're going to hear me talk and I'll give you my impressions of Mortal Kombat on PC. Alright guys, so here we go with the Mortal Kombat 1 PC review. So I'm all set to go. Let's fire it up. DOS 4GW, old school. So as I said, yeah, this has been cracked, so I don't have to, doesn't matter what I type in. It'll load the game, so I don't need the book. As you know, I've got the book, I've got the original version. So some few splash screens, comes up with Virgin, Probe logo, Midway presents, and then you'll hear, that's the first thing you'll hear is that piano. The reason for this is, I'll explain in a minute. When PC was very new, it didn't have the ability to play proper sound at first. You had to get a sound card, and when PCs were first new, there wasn't sound cards for a while. Like just make the beeps and play MIDI files. At first, there was ad-lib cards which just played MIDI files, and there were sound cards that played some sound effects. So this version of Mortal Kombat actually does have sound effects and MIDI in it, but it's very, very limited. I'll show you. If I jump into the settings here by hitting F10, you got Roland and Sound Blaster as configuration. No sound, speaker, which is just beeps, ad-lib, which is just MIDI, Roland, which is again is another type of MIDI, or just Sound Blaster, which is just sound effects. We want Roland and Sound Blaster because we want music and sound effects, but you're going to hear that the it's very, very limited. The detail here again goes back to old PCs, depending on what sort of PC you had. You had low settings, 386 settings, or medium 486 settings, which is probably if you had a 33 megahertz processor rather than a 66. The higher end ones had a 66 with a Masco processor, which is what I had. So I always played it on 486 high detail. Then we set our keys. I use the number pad to play MK1 on PC. So up, down, left, right, 7, 1, 5, 9, 3. Those are my settings. Exit and save. Alright, so now we're going to jump into the game. So as you can see, there are some wave sound effects, but and you got the MIDI, so you got Raiden's electricity there. I'll use Sub-Zero. So as you can see, it got full speech, this version. The graphics are arcade perfect. I will say that. The graphics and gore and gameplay, arcade perfect. But the one thing is the sound. You gotta love this one. Get ready. You hear this? There it is. It's like this bell. It's really strange. Usually does it when you uppercut them or something. You hear this ding. It's really strange. Yeah, it's like... There it is again. see full blood and gore, fatalities. No death scream though.
Fatality.
So yeah, it was sort of bizarre. It was good because, you know, it was the best version, but yeah, the sound sucked. It was off-putting, you know.
Sub-Zero wins.
Sub-Zero wins.
Fight.
Fight. Oh, that was so cheap, that last one. Oh! Played Scream. Why?
Sub-Zero wins. Fatality.
That's strange. I wonder why I did that. Must depend on how many resources are free to play the sound effects. So I can do it on something. There goes the chime. Didn't do it before.
Sub-Zero wins. Fight.
You'll notice some sound effects are incorrect too, like Sonya's ring toss just then was actually the sound effect for Kano's knife throw. No female scream.
Sub-Zero wins. Flawless victory. Fatality.
Yeah. Test your mic. Played everything. It didn't say test your mic though. That was strange. Test your mic.
Fight.
Oh, shadows. Oh, I ruined it already. Start again. Maybe I can get Reptile for the review. Try again.
Johnny Cage wins. Fight.
I'm gonna be really cheap so you can get Reptile on video. God damn it. Fuck you, Johnny Cage. Should have waited.
Sub-Zero wins.
When they stop and you jump, they normally do a fireball. I knew he was going to do a fireball, so I thought I might be able to miss it, but no. Sort of tricky playing with a keyboard, but I played it so much that it's not so bad. Sometimes, you know, I hit the wrong key or something, but not too bad.
Sub-Zero wins.
You could use a Gravis joystick.
Sub-Zero wins. Fight. Kano wins.
Kano wins. Haha, cool glitching and slapping. Oh. Screw you, Kano. I might just let Kano win and start another game, see if I can have another shot at Reptile. Oh, fatality.
Kano wins.
I swear, it sounds like a saloon. Just listen to it.
Kano.
I'll try Kano. Kano's my best character at getting to Reptile with, so let's see how we go.
Kano wins.
I played the clapping that time. It plays some sound effects sometimes. It's really sort of strange. Like I said, I guess it depends how many resources are free on the sound card. Ruined it on the floors. Ruined it. The heart's fine.
Kano wins. Fatality.
Notice it goes do do. Kano wins. Do do fatality. Do 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 do. Oh, reptile clue. That's rare.
Fight.
Even on PC, those are rare.
Kano wins. Flawless victory. Fight.
Oh, I played Raiden's Warcry. Oh, buddy. Oh, I'm in trouble. Okay, guys. I just had some trouble. I forgot about this. The camera I used for this review is a Canon Xus 120. I bought it because my cousin had a Canon Xus 100, and he showed me the fact that it did HD video, no limit on time recording. Great little camera. I recently forgot about this. When I went to the big day out, I recorded a lot of sound with this camera in Sydney, and it all came out like garbage. So I complained to Canon about it. On top of that, I also found out that this camera has a time limit on it. It only does 10-minute videos, then stops. Whereas the Xus 100 doesn't do it and records the sound crystal clear. I complained to Canon, they claim it's a fault. But, you know, you can't tell me that a 10-minute limited recording's a fault. And I totally forgot about it when I was making this review. And as a price, the end of the review was cut off. So I did fight Reptile, and unfortunately that's lost because of what happened. But you didn't really miss that much. Reptile's exactly the same as the arcade. He moves that fast. He does a harpoon, the freeze, everything. So you didn't really miss out. If you've seen him on arcade, you've seen him. But yeah, I'm real sorry that happened. I just don't have time to shoot it all again because I'm actually doing 3 reviews today, so I have to move on to the next one. Yeah, so Mortal Kombat on PC was pretty much, you know, the graphics, the gameplay, everything was spot on. The only thing that made it was strange was this music and sound. It was just really bizarre. And I mean, this music alone here sounds like a saloon. Listen to it. Hello, stranger. Wallaby. Beer coming up. You ain't from around these parts, are you, stranger? Sounds exactly like a saloon. So, yeah. Once again, apologies that I lost the end of the review. Yeah. But, yeah. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys for the next one. Hopefully, this won't happen on the Mortal Kombat 2 one.